Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. Let me ask my fellow Dragon Ball Z fans something. Have you guys ever wondered how many versions of Goku there is? Like, literally, how many versions of Goku do you think there are? Now, to some of you are thinking, oh well, there's Dragon Ball Goku, then there's Z Goku, and then there's GT Goku, and there's Super Goku. Oh, and there's also Xeno Goku, and a fair few others. Yes, I know that. There's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super, and then there's also Goku from the Xeno games. I get that, I understand that. But that's not exactly what I'm trying to say. Now listen, let me ask you guys something. Have you guys ever seen Just a Robot's video on all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman? Roughly around 3 years ago, Just a Robot made this video of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. And he went from Baby Goku and Baby Superman all the way to the strongest versions of Goku and Superman. Well, the thing is, I really do love that series that Just a Robot made with Goku vs Superman, but there are a few versions of Goku that Just a Robot missed, like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 3, Goku Black. And yeah, I know that's one version of Goku that came out years later when Just a Robot made those videos, but that's not the reason why I made this video. My reason for making this video is to figure out how many versions of Goku there are exactly. And I don't mean like in the way that Just a Robot did with his version of Goku vs Superman. But I'm talking about timelines and story-wise when it comes to Goku. This includes the manga, the anime, the movies, and the games. Okay, let me give you guys an example of what I'm trying to say. Let's have a look at the manga, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. If we was to follow Goku in his life in the manga, and strictly in the manga, from when we saw Goku as a baby, all the way to when Goku left with Oob to train with him. And no, I'm not talking about what happened in the anime, but I'm talking about what happened in the manga. Because remember, it goes Dragon Ball Z, and between the defeat of Kid Buu to the latest chapters of Super until it ends, to the tournament when Goku meets up with Oob, which makes us go back to Dragon Ball Z. You see, the time skip goes from Z to Super and then goes back to Z again. And I'm not really 100% sure what Akira Toriyama's going to do when he gets to that point. Maybe he might stop, maybe he might continue the story, who knows. But from what I've said, from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super, and then back to the few chapters to Z again, this is one version of Goku, from when he was a baby or a child to when he was leaving with Oob. This is one version of Goku, and it is strictly manga Goku. And you can make an argument that Dragon Ball Kai can go along with the Dragon Ball Z manga, because I think Dragon Ball Kai strictly follows the Dragon Ball Z manga. If it doesn't, please let me know in the comment section below. But like I said, this is one version of Goku, and that is manga Goku. Now, you can make the argument that it's Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super Goku, but again, the manga is following Goku's life. So I'm going to count Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super as one story. So instead of 3, it's going to be one story, and this is one version of Goku. Now, let's have a look at another version of Goku, and that is anime manga Goku. This is a version of Goku that goes from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, and it goes straight to Dragon Ball Super. And it's all strictly the Dragon Ball Z anime. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there are things in the Dragon Ball anime series that isn't in the Dragon Ball manga. You know, there's like add-ons, fillers, things that wasn't seen in the manga of Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. This too is another version of Goku, going from Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, up to the Tournament of Power. And there are things in the anime that Goku has done that he hasn't done in the manga, like going Kaioken in his Super Saiyan Blue form, for example. I don't believe that he did that in the manga. And there are other feats and other things that he did do in the anime, but he didn't do in the manga. And that's why this is version 2 Goku. But it doesn't stop there. There's a video made by Quaman, and he talks about the timelines when it came to the Android Cell Saga. And he talks about how the timelines work, and where Trunks came from, and where Cell came from. And I highly recommend it. It's a really good video. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there are actually 3 other Gokus in these timelines. I mean, yeah, we've got our main version of Goku, you know, the one that we're in right now, but there's also 3 other versions of Goku, but some of them have either died or some of them have lived, thanks to Trunks. And yes, I know what some of you are going to say. You're going to say, oh, but Freaky, we don't know what happened to those other Gokus. I mean, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 of them have died, but we don't know what happened to the Gokus that lived. And yes, that's true. We don't know what happened with those other Gokus after they somehow won against the androids or whatever happened after Trunks visited those places. But the reason why I'm counting those Gokus is because it's only up to a certain point in their history of what we know about them that I'm counting them. Again, I know we don't know what happened in those timelines, but it's only going to be up to the point where Goku has either died or Trunks came in and destroyed Frieza. That is where the cutoff point is. So one Goku has died, another future might have defeated the androids and defeated Cell, but I'm not really sure about the other one. So remember, one Goku is dead, one Goku might have overcome the virus and defeated the androids and Cell. There's one we don't know about, and there's the main one that we're in. So those are 4 Gokus, but I'm just going to say that there's 3, and they are all unknown. So far, there are 5 versions of Goku, and the next one is the GT timeline. Now, when it comes to this timeline, it can be a little bit controversial, because some time ago I said in a video that Dragon Ball GT follows the Dragon Ball Z movies, as you guys can see here from this chart, and it is strictly the anime. There's the Dragon Ball anime, the Dragon Ball Z movies, and then a few episodes from the series, episode 289, 290, and 291. And then it goes right into GT. And if you guys want to know my reasonings as to why I made it like this, I made a video about this some time ago, so I'll leave a link in the description box below to that video so you can check out as to why I made it like that. But I'm not here to talk about that. Let's get back to the matter at hand. Now, this is a version of Goku where it goes from Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z movies, and GT. This is one version of Goku, to me, in my opinion, fits in perfectly because it makes sense for the Dragon Ball Z movies and GT to connect. Again, if you guys want to know why, please go and check out that video I told you about as to why the Dragon Ball Z movies connect with GT. This is another version of Goku, which is the 6th Goku. However, what if I was to tell you guys, there's actually a story that comes after GT? Because in the game Dragon Ball Z Extreme Budoden, there is a story that takes place after GT, and it's a few years after the Shadow Dragon saga. Goku is back, he's back in his adult body, and the Shadow Dragons are back, among other villains. And not only that, Goku in this story not only has Super Saiyan 4, but he also has his potential unlocked by Old Kai, and he can go Super Saiyan God. I mean, come on, how mental is that? A Super Saiyan 4 unlock potential Super Saiyan God Goku. I mean, come on, that is absolutely 100% mental. Now listen, I know what some of you are going to say. You're going to say, oh, but Freaky, this is just a game version of Dragon Ball Z with Goku. It isn't an anime nor a manga, so it shouldn't count. Wait, I understand what you guys are saying, and you're absolutely 100% right. It is a game, I understand that, but there are other Dragon Ball games that have their own unique story. Remember Dragon Ball Fighters, where they add Android 21? The story itself was decent, but I'll get to that when I get to that. There was Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai, where it had its own unique story. There was Shin Budokai Another Road. There was the game that planned to eradicate the Saiyans with Hachiyak, and you could say that this story takes place between the time of the Cell games, well, up to the Cell games, and there was a remake of this and they turned it into an anime. So I would put both of these along with the Dragon Ball Z movies simply because it doesn't really fit into the anime or the manga, but it would fit in perfectly with the Dragon Ball Z movies. In my opinion, I think the eradication of the Saiyans is better than the anime version that they were going with. So really, I don't see why that I can't use Extreme Budoden to put in this timeline. So you can either have it both ways. You can just have it go to the Dragon Ball anime, to the Dragon Ball Z movies, and then GT. Or you can have it Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z movies, and then GT, and then Dragon Ball Z Extreme Budoden, and it takes place after GT. But just to save hassle, I'll just make 2 versions. Some of you may like the idea of having Extreme Budoden in this timeline, and to some of you who don't, I'll just have it go up to only GT. So there you go, you got yourself another 2 versions of Goku. And there's Dragon Boy Tang Tong. Yeah, I've got to mention him. This guy was the prototype for Dragon Ball Z. He was the prototype for Goku. And there's another version of Goku. There's Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z series, and then there's Battle of Gods, Resurrection OF, Dragon Ball Super Broly, and there's Dragon Ball Super Superhero. And this is a version of Goku that strictly follows the Battle of God movie, the Resurrection OF movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly, and Dragon Ball Super Superhero. And the reason why I did it like this is because when it came to the anime, they recreated Battle of Gods and Resurrection OF and made it into sagas. So who's to say when Dragon Ball Super does come back, they might actually make a Dragon Ball Super Broly Saga and Dragon Ball Super Superhero Saga. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past them if they was to do that. So you'll have a Goku who will follow the Dragon Ball Super anime and manga of Super, but you'll also be getting a Goku that follows strictly the movies. Again, Battle of Gods, Resurrection OF, Broly, Superhero. And again, I wouldn't put past them to make a Dragon Ball Super Saga with Broly and Superhero, because when they did make an anime in Super, they didn't strictly follow of what happened in Battle of Gods or Resurrection OF, because they added new things, they extended it, old characters was introduced and characters was killed off. The anime and the movies are completely different from each other, and that is why this is another version of Goku, and he follows Battle of Gods, Resurrection OF, Dragon Ball Super Broly, and Dragon Ball Super Superhero, the movies. And again, I wouldn't put it past them to make sagas and use Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So yeah, you got yourself another version of Goku here, and he follows the movies, not the Dragon Ball Z movies. I mean, the old ones. No, he doesn't follow those. So yeah, well, that's done. Let's move on. And the same thing with Shin Budoden and Shin Budoden Another Road. Shin Budoden takes place somewhere around the movie where Janemba takes place. I think it was about 2 years after the defeat of Buu. So if we was to go with this logic, you could have Dragon Ball Z, and then Shin Budokai. And if you wanted to, you can have Shin Budokai 2 right after the first Shin Budokai, because Shin Budokai 2 or Another Road takes place in Trunks' timeline, where he faces off against Majin Buu, even though we know what happens to Majin Buu in Dragon Ball Super, because Trunks told us in the anime what happened to Majin Buu. Trunks killed Deborah and Bobbidi before they could release Majin Buu. But in Shin Budoden Another Road, Trunks and the other Z Warriors actually face off against Majin Buu within Trunks' timeline. So again, you can have Dragon Ball Z, and then Shin Budoden and Shin Budoden 2, and there you go. You got yourself another version of Goku with this timeline. And also, let me add something. Do you guys know the game Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? Well, in that game, there's a part in that game where you actually play as Trunks. You know, you're facing off against Android 17 and 18, and then you face off against Cell. You know, that's the obvious. It's basically Dragon Ball Z, the Trunks special, but in this case you're actually playing it. But there's actually more to this part of the game. There's also a part where you actually get to meet the Supreme Kai, and he actually asks Trunks to fight and kill Bobbidi and his men. And I'm not gonna lie, this part of the game was a bit more fleshed out than it was in the Dragon Ball Super anime, because this part of the game shows us what happened to Kibito and the Supreme Kai, and it also shows us what happens to the Z-Sword. Now, I wouldn't say this part of the game alone would give us a version of Goku. All I'm saying is, this part of the game could be put in somewhere in the series where Trunks actually meets the Supreme Kai. I would say after when he defeats Imperfect Cell, maybe? I mean, hell, Trunks actually activates Super Saiyan 2 in this part of the game, so really the story actually fleshes out in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So you could add that part of the game to the series if you wanted to, just for story's sake. So yeah, I just wanted to say that and get that out there. I wouldn't say it's a story that'll give us another version of Goku. I'm just saying that it could be placed in the story of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, where Trunks explains what happened in his timeline with Majin Buu. That in my opinion would be perfect. But again, it doesn't create another version of Goku. I just want to throw that out there. Anyways, now, game-wise, there's also another version of Goku, and that is Dragon Ball Z Fighters. You can go from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, all the way to the Universe 6 tournament, and then the story of Dragon Ball Z Fighters takes place after the Universe 6 arc. And you get characters like Golden Frieza, you get Cell again, you get Android 16 and Android 21. The Dragon Ball Fighters game has its own story. So Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, going all the way to Dragon Ball Fighters. And you can go three ways with this. You can go with the hero side, or you can go with the villain side, or you can have it both ways at the same time. But since there wouldn't be any difference, we'll just say it is just one story. And so, that's another version of Goku. Now listen, these are the Dragon Ball games that I know to my knowledge as a story to them that connects with the timeline of the main series. Again, they are the only ones that I know, to my knowledge, that has a connection to the main series. But if you guys know any Dragon Ball games that have what if stories or can be fit into the main timeline of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, please let me know in the comment section below. And there is one more, to my knowledge, and that is Dragon Ball Online. Now, when it comes to Dragon Ball Online, and it comes to a version of Goku, in Dragon Ball Online, when Goku was nearing the end of his life, he decides to have another round with Vegeta, and they was fighting far, far away, in space somewhere. So yeah, Dragon Ball Online, you could say is another version of Goku, I don't know all the details on the Dragon Ball online game and its timeline, but saying that, this is another version of Goku. This version of Goku is basically the main timeline Goku, I think from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. At the very least I think so anyways. But if you guys think I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments below. But like I said, this is another version of Goku. Now like I said, these are all the games that I know that has a continuity, or is a what if story like Shin Budokai, or the plan to eradicate the Saiyans, or Fighters, or Dragon Ball 9. If there's any other game that has a story in it, please let me know in the comments below. And so, let's move on to the next one. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that in Fighters there's also Clone Goku, and I believe that he's the creation of Android 21. So really, he doesn't have like a timeline, he just exists in Fighters. And so that said, let's move on to the next one. Now this is part of the video where things get really complicated. Now I want you guys to correct me in the comment section below if I've messed up or you want to add something, please let me know, okay? And the next versions of Goku is Xeno Goku and Capsule Corp Goku. Okay, technically Xeno Goku came into existence because Trunks was summoned to the Supreme Core of Time's realm, and the Supreme Core of Time told Trunks that he's been messing around with time and it's not good, etc, etc. And so he stays with the Supreme Core of Time, trying to atone for his sins of messing around with time. And Demigra, which is from the Xeno games, who is also a villain, he comes in and he starts messing around with time along with other characters. So what the Supreme Core of Time does, she goes into Trunks' mind or something, and she brings out Goku, which is Xeno Goku. And this version of Goku is basically Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT Goku, but with a twist. This is a Goku that never died in the Cell games, and I also believe that he also lived through the Dragon Ball Z movies. So it's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z and the Dragon Ball Z movies. And at one point, Xeno Goku also got God Ki, like in the Battle of Gods movie. I'm not really sure how he did this, but this is a Goku that lived through Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT and the Dragon Ball Z movies, I assume. And I'm not really sure how he got the God Ki, but basically, Xeno Goku has the same sort of power like when Goku faced off against Beerus in the Battle of Gods movie, and all of his God power is now in his base form. So Goku has God Ki, and he can go Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3 and 4, which is cool. And when it comes to Capsule Corp Goku, now I'm not 100% sure where this version of Goku comes from. Some people say that, oh well, he's from Dragon Ball Super, but it's a branch off from Dragon Ball Super. So whatever happens in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, where Capsule Corp Goku comes from, it has absolutely nothing to do with the main timeline version of Dragon Ball Super. I mean, yeah, Capsule Corp Goku does come from Dragon Ball Super, kinda. So basically, Capsule Corp Goku comes from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and then he goes into Super Dragon Ball Heroes, both in the anime and the manga. And to tell you the truth, I'm not really sure if the anime of Super Dragon Ball Heroes strictly follows the manga, because I haven't read it. But if the anime is different to the manga of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, then you could say that we've got 4 versions of Goku here. 2 Xeno Gokus and 2 Capsule Corp Gokus. 2 that follow the manga and 2 that follow the anime. Now, Dragon Ball Heroes and Super Dragon Ball Heroes, both the anime, the manga and the games, including the Xenoverse games, is really confusing, because I don't know which one is a continuity or knows which one connects to which series. And, well, that's basically the reason why I made this video, because here's the thing, I'm well aware of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, the Dragon Ball movies, and I'm well aware of the games that have a story in them like Fighters, Extreme Budoden, and I'm well aware of where these games would go in a timeline. But when it comes to continuity like Dragon Ball Hero or Super Dragon Ball Hero, the Xenoverse games, and the animes and the manga, and it isn't just these, there are loads of other continuity and media with Dragon Ball in it that I don't know about, and I don't know what order they go in. I mean, for me, when it came to the Xeno games and Super Dragon Ball Heroes, both the anime and the manga, I was just doing some guessing work when it came to trying to figure out what order they would go in, if it was like a continuous story. And as you could see, this was my best guess of where they would go, if it was a continuous story. And this was just my best guess of what I've researched. But like I said earlier in the video, there's the games or the manga, the animes that I haven't seen. If you was to look on the Dragon Ball wiki, there are games, there are manga, there are anime that I haven't seen or played or read. And it can be really confusing not knowing when it comes to the timelines for these mangas, these games, and these animes of the series of Dragon Ball. I mean, for all I know, I could be wrong that the Xeno games have a connection to Super Dragon Ball Heroes. But I'll get back to that in a second. I just want to finish off the last few Gokus that's in the series. There's the one and only Goku Black, and he basically follows Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super until Zamasu takes over Goku's body somewhere in the further future, and then he goes to Trunks' timeline, and Black. Well, it depends on which Black you're talking about. You've got Goku Black in the anime, and you've got Goku Black in the manga. So really, you got yourself two versions of Goku Black, the anime and the manga, until Future Zamasu and Goku Black fuses. And then you've got Fused Zamasu, which is technically Goku. Well, half of him. So you've got four versions here. Two Goku Blacks, one from the anime and one from the manga, and you've got Fused Zamasu, one from the manga and one from the anime. So boom, you got yourself four versions of Goku. But I'm still not done. There is also Xeno Goku. And basically, this version of Goku Black is kind of sort of from the main timeline, because one of the characters named Fu went and intervened with the main timeline and actually saved Goku Black. At first his name was the Crimson Masked Saiyan, but later it was revealed that it was Goku Black, and this version of Goku Black has fully mastered his body by killing numerous incarnations of Goku across every timeline. And Goku Black can go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 3. And he also has Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 3 at full power. Hey, Akira Toriyama, where's our Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 2 and 3 for Goku and Vegeta? Because that would be nice. I'm telling you, they missed a huge opportunity for Goku to use Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 2 and 3. So yeah, there you go. You got yourself 5 different versions of Goku. Goku Black from the manga and anime. You've got Fused Zamasu, which is half of Goku in the anime and the manga. And you've also got Xeno Goku Black. And these guys are basically Goku until Zamasu stole Goku's body. So yeah, Goku Black basically follows Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and then Dragon Ball Super. And then Fu saves Goku Black in Super Dragon Ball Heroes. And Goku Black trains and trains and trains. And he gains Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 2 and 3 and full power. And the OG timeline, Goku Black in the manga can go Super Saiyan 1. And then Super Saiyan Rose, which is a different colour palette to Super Saiyan Blue. And then it becomes Fused Zamasu. So there you go. You got yourself 5 versions of Goku. And so that said, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is Dragon Ball Evolution. Now, this version of Goku is his own thing. It has nothing to do with the main timeline of the Dragon Ball Z series, or Dragon Ball GT, or Dragon Ball Super. It's just its own thing. And I think this Goku can go Super Saiyan 1, and he can go into his Ozaru form. That's what I can remember anyways. So yeah, that's one version of Goku. And so, let's move on to the next one. Well, actually, it's going to be 4, and I'll show you guys. It's Goku when he was a kid, and it's from the Dragon Ball movies. There's Dragon Ball, The Path to Power. There's Dragon Ball, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. There's Dragon Ball, Curse of the Blood Rubies. And there's Dragon Ball, Mystical Adventure. Now, when it comes to these 4 versions of Goku and their stories, well, they're kind of like Dragon Ball Evolution. Hold it. I mean, not like that, but unlike Dragon Ball Evolution, these movies are enjoyable to watch. But when it comes to these movies, 1 or 2 of them are retellings, like how Goku fought the Red Ribbon Army, or how Bulma met Goku in Dragon Ball, The Curse of the Blood Rubies. There was Dragon Ball, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle, which wouldn't be able to fit into the main series of Dragon Ball. And then there's Mystical Adventure, which is a completely different thing altogether. And again, these 4 movies can't take place within the main series of the Dragon Ball franchise. So all 4 of these movies are just their own thing, with no continuity. I think 1 or 2 of them as Goku going into his Great Ape form. It's been a long time since I've seen these movies, but like I said, these movies don't have any continuity, and they wouldn't be able to fit into the main timeline of the Dragon Ball franchise. So these are all different versions of Goku, and they don't have a timeline, but they are a version of Goku nonetheless. And with that said, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is Shadow Goku, which is from Dragon Ball Heroes. And to be honest, I have absolutely no idea what or who this version of Goku is. All I'm going to say that this is a version of Goku, and it's called Shadow Goku. So yeah, that's another version of Goku. And so, let's move on to the next one. There's Kakarot from, I think, either from the old Budokai or Tenkaichi Budokai games. And just like Shadow Goku, I have absolutely no idea who or what or where this version of Goku comes from, because I've completely forgotten. All I'm going to say is that this is just another version of Goku. And last, but simply not least, Fusion God Goku. Now, I don't really know which timeline version of Goku this is from. I mean, yeah, obviously he's got the blue hair, so it's possible that he came from the main timeline of Dragon Ball Super, maybe. So it is possible they came from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. But this is a Goku that has fused with the audience, and there has been YouTubers who has been saying that this is the most powerful version of Goku ever. And we can safely assume they came from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and then Dragon Ball Super. That's where he came from in the timeline. And this Goku has fused with the audience to face off against, I think it was either Broly or Frieza, I can't remember. And thus, this makes this version of Goku the most powerful version of Goku ever. And yeah, that's all the Gokus that I know so far. Now I've got all that out of the way, I just want to let you guys know that these are all the versions of Goku that I know, both timeline-wise and story-wise, from mangas, animes, games. But if there are versions of Goku that I've missed in either animes or mangas or games, please let me know in the comment sections below, because it would be helpful. Now, I want to show you guys something. As you guys can see right here, these are all the forms of what Saiyans can do if under the right conditions. Now obviously Goku can't go Legendary Super Saiyan, and he can't go into a Wrath form because Goku isn't the Legendary Super Saiyan. What I'm trying to say is, we've seen Goku go into all sorts of different forms. There was his Hozoru, the Kaioken, the White Super Saiyan or Fake Super Saiyan that was in the Lord Slug movie. There was the Super Saiyan, and there was Grade 2 and Grade 3. And there was Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and there was Super Saiyan 4, and then there was God, and Super Saiyan Blue, and Super Saiyan Blue with the Kaioken, Ultra Instinct. You guys get it, you know what I'm talking about. And this chart basically sums up of what Saiyans can do, or has the potential of doing. Well, some of them. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up this chart is because I want to ask my fellow Dragon Ball Z fans if they can make a chart of all versions of Goku, from the weakest all the way to the most powerfulest, in their own timelines, or timelines that have branch-offs. Basically what I'm asking if there's somebody to do a few different charts for certain things. And I'll give you guys a few examples. Number one, a chart showing which every version of Goku came from, timeline wise and story wise, because there is an example of this. You got yourself, for example, Super Goku and GT Goku. GT Goku comes from Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z movies, and GT. And if you want to add it, you can have Dragon Ball Z Extreme Budoden. And then there's Super Goku that follows Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. Those are the two versions, examples, both timeline-wise and story-wise. And you've got all these versions of Goku that I've mentioned throughout the entire video. But the thing is, which ones are the most powerful versions of Goku, like from weakest to most powerful? Because I would really like to know. And I would also like to know where exactly all these versions of Goku come from, specifically from Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and the games, and the mangas. And I'm talking about all the games, all the manga, and all the anime, and the different power-ups, and the different transformations, and all the power boosts that Goku has had over the years. What I'm trying to say is, we need somebody out there to sort all this out. And listen, I know I've showed you guys all these versions of Goku, and I kind of told you which version comes from which timeline or story, but the thing is, I know I did a very sloppy job here, and I know there are versions of Goku that I've missed from the games or the manga, or mangas, both timeline-wise and story-wise. And I don't know which one is the most powerful version to the most weakest version of Goku, and I don't know which stories branch off, which is why I made this video just as an example. And we need other Dragon Ball YouTubers to sort out the rest. Like for example, number one, we need to try and figure out the timelines each version of Goku comes from, like where GT Goku comes from, or where Xeno Goku comes from, or where Capsule Cup Goku comes from, or where Black comes from, etc, etc, etc. Number two, we need somebody to put all these different medias in order, story-wise and timeline-wise. Like for example, where does Fighters go? Where does Extreme Budoden go? Where does the Bardock special go? Where does the Trunks special go? Where does that part where Trunks in the game Kakarot fight Bobody and Deborah? We need somebody to put all these movies, games, anime and manga in order of where they would go story-wise and timeline-wise. Number three, timeline-wise, who is the most powerful version of Goku? And I'm not talking about how Dragon Ball is the most weakest version of Goku, but I'm talking about the different versions. Every version of Goku starts with Dragon Ball, and then at the end of Goku's journey, and it could be in the same series, or it could be in Z, or Super, or GT, or in the Dragon Ball Z movies, or in the mangas, or the games. Like, let me give you guys an example. Let's just say, for example, you had two versions of Goku, and they went from Dragon Ball Z, and then they went to Dragon Ball Super, and one version of Goku went to Dragon Ball Fighters, and that game had its own story with Android 21, and once that game is finished, that would be one version of Goku, but the other version of Goku would only go from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, and he went past Dragon Ball FighterZ because Goku never experienced Dragon Ball FighterZ with Android 21. He only experienced Beerus, Frieza, Universe 6, Goku Black, the Universal Tournament, Broly, Moro, Granola, Superhero, and that's what I mean. Not series-wise, but it would be something like that, because when Goku has reached Dragon Ball FighterZ and he fights against Android 21, that would be their own version of Goku. But when it comes to the other Goku, he has reached Ultra Instinct Omen and perfected Ultra Instinct. But FighterZ Goku, timeline-wise, hasn't gone past the Universe 6 saga, and he went straight to FighterZ. So it's obvious it would win in a fight between FighterZ Goku and the Universal Tournament Power Goku, and it's obviously going to be the Tournament of Power Goku who can beat FighterZ Goku, and that's what I mean by who would win in a fight timeline wise. Or here's another example. Let's just say, for example, that Goku from Dragon Ball Z The Revenge of Cooler came in and he had Super Saiyan 1, and he was to fight against Goku from Dragon Ball Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle, who can go into his Great Ape form. Who do you think would win a fight between Dragon Ball Z The Revenge of Cooler Goku with Super Saiyan 1 versus Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle Goku with his Azora form? And obviously it's going to be Super Saiyan 1 Goku from the Cooler movie. And that's what I was trying to put together in this video. Now, I would have done that. I would have done all of that, saying which story goes to where, which version of Goku goes where, or which one is the most powerful version of Goku from weakest to strongest, and trying to figure out and putting in order of where all these stories and continuity, in order to make things more simpler and easy to understand which version of Goku comes from and where all these stories go and where they come from, etc, etc. But the thing is, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know which version of Goku are the weakest or the strongest. I don't know where the games or the manga or the anime or the films go when it comes to timeline wise or story wise and all that stuff that I mentioned in this video, which is why I think other Dragon Ball YouTubers should do all those other jobs that I mentioned in this video. And I do have a few suggestions of which YouTubers can do which job they'll be good at of sorting all this out. And the first YouTuber I would like to suggest is Seth the Programmer. Now the reason why I chose Seth the Programmer is because, well, he can calculate which versions of Goku is the most powerful to the weakest, from when Goku was a baby to the point of the end of his respective series. And I'm talking about all versions of Goku. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball GT, Xenoverse, Capsule, Evolution, Tangton. And I'm not talking about how powerful Goku got during the series, but I'm talking about which versions of Goku from each timeline and story is the weakest to the most powerful, starting from Dragon Ball to whatever series version of Goku is the weakest to the strongest. And it depends on the timelines and the story. Like, for example, let's just say, for example, Seth was doing his research and he was doing every single version of Goku, and he was doing Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super Goku, and he went from Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super, and he went from Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z movies to Dragon Ball GT in their respective timelines, and he was trying to figure out which version of Goku is the strongest between these two. And yes, I know it's obvious, Dragon Ball Super Goku is the more powerful version out of the two when it comes to Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super, but these are just two examples. There are loads of other different timelines that he would need to sort out, which is why we need somebody to figure out and sort out all the media that Dragon Ball has, from manga to anime to games to movies, and put them all in the right order, timeline wise and story wise. Like, for example, you would have Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super until you get to the end of Universe 6, and then you enter Fighters from the game, or you would go from Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z movies, and then you go to GT, and then you go to Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden. It would be something like that. We need somebody to figure out and sort out where all these pieces of media goes in every timeline, like I just mentioned in this video. Like I said, we need somebody to get every single piece of media that the Dragon Ball franchise has, and put them all in order in timelines and story-wise. And in my opinion, I think the perfect person who would be perfect for this job, and that is Quaman. And there's a reason why I chose Quaman, is because I was really impressed with this video, the Dragon Ball Z alternate timeline theory. And even though this video is 8 years old, it is a very good video that explains the timelines that future Trunks came from. and how Trunks got there, and how Cell got there. It's just an all-around fantastic video. And that is why I think Quaman would be perfect for the job, trying to figure out which piece of media goes where. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I was really impressed with that video. There's also his video, the movie timeline placements, his movie What If Theory. Now, you guys can say there might be other people who could be qualified to do this job, but the thing is, I only know of power scalers and people who debates like Mosako, but when it comes to Quaman, he looks like the sort of person who likes to put things into place, which is why I think he is perfect for this job. And if he was to sort out where every single version of Goku goes, and which piece of media goes where, in a timeline or story-wise, it will help the fanbase to understand which version of Goku goes where, and what if stories goes where from the games, or other manga, or movies, or whatever. And I hope Quaman would be up to this job, trying to figure out how many versions of Goku there is, how many timelines there are, and stories within the timelines like Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden or Dragon Ball Z Fighters, you know, stuff like that. From the games, the mangas, the animes, etc, etc. You could put all those medias in order, and it'll help us understand where everything comes from. Like, is Xenoverse and Super Dragon Ball Heroes connected? Where exactly does Capsule Cup Goku come from? You know, stuff like that. And again, I think Quaman would be perfect for the job. And if he was to do this job and put every single piece of media in order, and then we bring Seth in, and he says which versions of Goku is the most powerful, from weakest to most powerful, and then there will be the third person. Now, do you guys remember Just a Robot? 3 years ago, he made a video series called Goku vs Superman, and he was putting all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. And you know what? I really did love that video. But the thing is, there has been more versions of Goku that came out in recent years, like Goku Black having a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2 and 3. And there's also Fusion God Goku, and there's also the Dragon Ball Goku from the 4 movies. And when it comes to all these versions of Goku, each version of Goku has done feats the other version of Goku hasn't done. When it comes to timeline wise or story wise, each version of Goku is unique in his own way, and each version of Goku has done feats the other version of Goku hasn't done. Which is why, after when Quaman has sorted out all the medias and put them in the right order, and Seth sorts out all the versions of Goku that are the weakest or strongest, then Just Robot can go through all versions of Goku timeline wise, from when he was a kid all the way to wherever each version of Goku is. And the reason why I want Just a Robot to do this is because, again, there was 1 or 2 versions of Goku that he did miss, and there's been a few more versions of Goku that has came out recently. So if you ask me, I think that is all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman should get an update. And so there you go. With Quaman's help, we can figure out which versions, timelines and story-wise goes where in order, and he can figure out how many versions of Goku there is. And when it comes to Seth, he can figure out which versions of Goku is the weakest to most powerfulest, and Just a Robot will have more versions of Goku to add to his all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video series. All this will have everything in order, and it won't confuse anybody, because I'm telling you guys, I was absolutely dumbfounded and really confused where Dragon Ball Super Heroes Goku comes from, you know, Zeno. I didn't know where Capsule Cup Goku came from, and there were all these mangas and all these games. I mean, it's just really confusing, which is why we need to sort out this series. Get every single piece of media, put them in order of where they would go in a timeline, anime, manga, game, movies, etc, etc. Now, they can either do this 1 or 2 ways. Number 1, they can go the way of the family tree timeline. Yeah, I know this isn't a family tree thing, but when it comes to Goku, we have to go all the way back to the beginning to either we see Goku in the series, which is either Dragon Ball, or when we see Goku when he was a baby, either from the Bardock special or from Dragon Ball Super Broly. Like I said, there are many versions of Goku, and this is why I'm suggesting why we need to do this. Anyways, you could start way up from the top, and you can work yourself way down, going in all different directions. Like, you start off with Goku as a baby from the Bardock special or from Dragon Ball Super Broly, and then you work yourself down, going in all different directions, like where GT Goku comes from, or Xeno Goku comes from, or Capsule Cup Goku comes from, or Dragon Ball Super Goku comes from, or Fighters Goku comes from, until you get to the end of the series that they come from. And depending which one you're talking about, like for example, let's just say for example that you're going the way where Dragon Ball Super Goku goes to, and when you get somewhere around 6th Universe Tournament Saga, you could branch off from there, and then go into Dragon Ball Fighters, and just stop there. Because I find it very difficult to have a saga like Dragon Ball Fighters with Android 21, and then they just move on to the next saga, which is the Goku Black arc. But in my opinion, I think that branch of Dragon Ball Z should just end there. Or, here's another example. You can start from Goku in Dragon Ball, and then you go to the Dragon Ball Z movies, Dead Zone, World's Strongest, Lost Slug, etc, etc, etc. And then make your way to Dragon Ball GT, and you can do either one or two things. You can either end the series there with GT, or you can add Dragon Ball Z Extreme Budoden after GT, because there is a story within Extreme Budoden. And not only does Goku have Super Saiyan 4, but he's also got his power unlocked by Old Kai, and he has God power. I mean, come on, that is just mental. So you guys basically got the general idea what I'm trying to say. You can do it that way, or you could do it this way. Get every version of Goku. Like, let's say for example there was, I don't know, about 36 versions of Goku. And obviously, he would start right at the beginning from Dragon Ball if you want to know him timeline-wise, or you can have him as a baby, and then work yourself way up, story-wise. And no, I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super or GT. I'm talking about timeline-wise and story-wise. But those Gokus have to come from somewhere. So let's just say for example that we put Baby Goku or Dragon Ball Goku on the screen 36 times. And depending on which Goku it is, you can say, okay, this is GT Goku, or this is Super Goku, or this is Super Goku that goes into Fighters, or oh, this is a Goku that goes through the Dragon Ball Z movies and reaches to GT, or oh, this is Xeno Goku that goes through the Xeno games and then it goes into Super Dragon Ball Heroes, or oh, this is a Goku that goes through Dragon Ball Z and then goes to the Shin Budokai games, or oh, this is a Goku that goes into Dragon Ball Z and then it goes to Battle of Gods and then Resurrection OF and then Broly and then Dragon Ball Superhero, but it's only the movies, you know, stuff like that. It would be something similar to what Quaman did with his video, the Dragon Ball Z alternate timeline, as you can see on the screen right now. It would be kind of something like that, where we see Goku at the beginning of his life to the end of his own series, depending on which version of Goku that you're talking about. My god, this was a long video, and I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say. And listen, I have seen people make videos on where everything started in the Dragon Ball franchise, like where everything began. I've seen people make videos putting all the original Dragon Ball Z movies in place of where they would go in the main series, even though these Dragon Ball Z movies takes place in a alternative timeline. I've seen people explain why the original Dragon Ball Z movies wouldn't take place within the main timeline of the series. I've seen people explain the forms that most Saiyans can do, you know, the Azorus, the Super Saiyan forms, the legendary Super Saiyan form, and what the multipliers are, etc, etc. And not just the Saiyans, but all transformations in general, you know, Freezers, Piccolos, and so on and so on and so on. I've seen people explain things and give us bare answers as to what the series should have done instead of doing what Akira Toriyama did, or what Toro did, or what Toei did. Hell, the YouTuber Laughingstock Media made a video saying that Trunks and Mai should have went back to the original timeline where all the Z-Warriors are gone and only Bulma, Master Roshi and Mr. Popo are still alive, instead of going to a timeline where they already exist. And you know what, I was absolutely amazed on how much of a freaking awesome idea that was. Mai and Trunks totally should have gone to that timeline where all the Z-Warriors were all dead. And you know what, this is exactly why I love the Dragon Ball community. We give our opinions, we give example of things, we give our theories, and we show problems, what's wrong with the series, and how they could fix the series. It's just all around fantastic, because there are a lot of things in the Dragon Ball franchise that I didn't even think about. But like I said over and over and over in this video, we need to sort out the medias and put them in order of where they would go story-wise and timeline-wise for both the story and which versions of Goku goes where in a timeline or a story. And if you ask me, I definitely think that this needs to be sorted. I mean, I would have done it myself, but like I said, I don't know where the mangas go, or the games go, or the animes, or whatever. And this is why I suggested Set the Programmer and Quaman. This is something I believe needs to be done, and it'll make things less confusing as to where each version of Goku goes, and where the timelines go, and where the stories go when it comes to the mangas, the games, the animes, the movies, etc, etc. So, what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you guys like this idea? Do you think it's a good idea to sort all these Dragon Ball medias out and put them in order? Please let me know in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky, peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and TikTok. And if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribestar. It's like Patreon but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.